What is going on, Buckeye Nation? Back with another edition of Walks, Buckeye Talks. This is week, was it 7? Week 7, I think that's what it is. Week 7 or 8. And we got a big one on the horizon, man. We really do. We got the Wisconsin Badgers, uh, a night game, Madison, Wisconsin. Camp Randall should be a great environment. And this is the analysis. So let's get to it. Buckeyes coming off of a very emotional, great win against the Nifty Lions last week. I know all my Buckeye fans was like, man, what is going on with this offense? We're not used to offense being like this, but we pulled it out. Defense played amazing. But this is a new challenge, man. This is a new challenge. Um, Wisconsin, although they're not as good as Notre Dame or Penn State, and I don't even they maybe be a little bit they might be better than Maryland. I'm not for sure, but they're at home, and that's where it gets tricky. So Camp Randall is a very tough place to play, man. It's a very tough place to play. I remember back in those Jim Tressel days, man, that was just a killer place to play. I remember us being the number one team. I believe that was like maybe oh 06, oh 07. We had Terrell Pryor, number one team, got our butts kicked, man. I remember Terrell Pryor freshman year. That might have been, matter of fact, that might have been like 2010, 11, if I'm not mistaken. But I remember Terrell Pryor freshman year, we had to score on a late drive. Terrell Pryor did a quarterback option. They scored. Like this, and this place is tough, man. Camp Randall is a tough place. It's always been tricky for Buckeye teams. And then especially coming off this emotional win, you know how that could happen. What happened to us against Iowa when we came off an emotional win against Penn State, and we got our butts kicked. Now, do I think Iowa's a better team than this Wisconsin team on paper? Yes, I do. But this is gonna be a test, man. And uh, if we're not focused, if we're not ready, they can get us, man. They really can. Like I said, I'm still worried about our run game and our offensive line. I feel like we can't really lean on our offensive line yet. We can't lean on our running backs yet to get us those to just to get a drive or just pushing people around. I'm still worried about that. I'm still worried about maybe having to come from behind or play behind throughout the game. You know, even though we came back from Notre Dame, we were up majority of the game until like the fourth quarter. So, you know, you don't ever want to get into a shootout because this offense, just be honest, it hasn't showed the capability of putting up numbers and sustaining good drives throughout the game. So that's something I'm still worried about. But we know Luke Fickle is going to have them boys ready to play, man. He's playing Ohio State, even though it's not about him in Ohio State. It's still your team that you played with, team that you coach with, you won a national championship with. So I'm expecting Wisconsin to be ready to play, man. I really do. They have a stout defense. It's not great, but it's going to be stout. They're going to be disciplined. They're going to be able to tackle really well. They're going to try to force some turnovers. I think that's the single thing that can keep them in the game is turnovers. So Buckeyes need to do a great job, Common Court, taking care of the ball like you have been doing. Nobody's fumbling, giving them extra possessions. That's what they're going to have to get to win this game. They're going to have to get extra possessions and turnovers, short fields on our defense. So we can avoid the turnovers. I believe that we'll have a good shot of going into Madison. But Wisconsin's going to be ready. They have a really good running game. Running back, Brandon Allen, monster, man. Big back, fast, break tackles. He's going to be a handful, man. That dude is going to be a handful to tackle through four quarters. He really is, man. And if we really need to slow him down, make him try to start going instead of north and south, east and west. We got to make him go east and west. Stack the line like we did last week. Be stout on a run and make their freshman quarterback beat us. Watch a little bit of the Wisconsin versus Illinois game. Illinois was really moving the ball, doing well. But that fourth quarter, man, like I said, Fickle gonna have those guys not giving up, not quitting. They're not gonna back down. So we're gonna have to really bring it through four quarters. The receivers, I believe they're decent. I think their lead receiver is, I mean, look, Will Pauling. He only has 398 yards, and I don't think they're really skillful on the outside. And we saw what that can happen, right? Penn State didn't have the skill. Notre Dame doesn't have the skill, and if you don't have the skill on the secondary, it could be a long night for you. It could be a long night. So hopefully our secondary is continue playing good ball. With the crowd, players play different at home, so we have to do a good job of being physical at the line of scrimmage. And our DB is going to have to be good at tackling in space and getting the receivers down. This be our defense. We've been doing this all year. Don't give up big plays, explosive plays. Make them really earn everything. Sticky coverage. They don't have the skill levels or the tight ends that that you can think of about Wisconsin. They always usually have a good tight end. They usually have a couple good receivers. I remember growing up, they had Lee Evans. He was a good player for them. And man, I can't think of the tight end a few years ago. He was a tough out too. I think it starts with an F. I can't think of it though. But so they don't have great skill on the outside. The quarterback, actually, the starting quarterback got hurt. He had broke his hand. Tanner Mordecai. So they started a redshirt freshman in Brandon Locke. And I watched him a little bit, man. He's not bad. Like he's not bad at all. They're trying to change their system. It's everybody know Wisconsin is ground and pound, plays great defense, but they spread it out. They do run a lot of RPOs, a lot of their passing plays can also be running plays. So yeah, like an RPO per se. And he's not bad, man. He's like a shorter guy, so we can maybe bat some balls down. But he is a freshman, so we have to do a good job of resetting the line. We just have to be play Buckeye football, man. We just have to play Buckeye football. This is a game that I had circle coming after the Penn State game because I knew how hard it is to go on the road in Camp Randall and win. It's hard, regardless of what they. I don't think they're as talented as us. I don't think they're a better team than us. But playing on that road and playing that stadium at night, man, it does some things, some weird things sometimes to Buckeye teams. So it's something that we have to be very prepared for. They're gonna be ready to play. Crowd gonna be rocking. And a lot of our players never been there, so we have to be ready. Their defense is very stout. I think they're like sixth in total defense in the Big Ten, so they're like sixth in offense. And these are a middle of a pack team. They're not very explosive. They throw the ball a lot, but they're not good at it. But we know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball a lot, try to control the clock. So we have to be ready to tackle and get them off on third down. So our defense has to be ready. This is going to be a challenge for them. Can we sustain and stack good days? I believe they said championship teams don't have letdowns, man. So we're striving to be that championship team, which I think we can. This is a good test for us. We're gonna be so battle tested come November, man, and I like that about this team. You talking about going on the road to Notre Dame, uh, Penn State at home, Maryland. Now we're on the road to Madison, and then I talked about this. This is that stretch, right? If we had the Notre Dame game, then we got through Maryland, and then this is that 2 game stretch, in my opinion, where it's like Penn State, Wisconsin. If we can get past these 2 games, then we got Rutgers, which they're just a tough team because they're Graciano is a tough guy. They're going to be a headache for like the first half, but I think this is a game against Rutgers that we can kind of win, and then you got to kind of a couple games where it's kind of like we can get some stuff in order, get some stuff ready because we know we got a big one at the end of the year, and we know who that is, and I'll get to that program in a minute. But other than that, man, our defense, we just have to play Buckeye football. No letdowns. Secondary be great. Linebackers gonna have to have a big day, and the line gonna have to reset the line of scrimmage. On the offensive end, I'm hearing that we getting Mecca back, and I'm hearing that we're getting Travion Henderson back. I'm not 100% sure on Mecca, but I think I just read that Travion Henderson will be back. So hey, that's good, man. That's awesome for us. Explosive back, get some speed in that backfield. Hopefully, he can see the hole and get through it. My issue with the running backs and Ryan Day in general, I feel like all this switching stuff, running backs, we got Mayan doesn't play, then he starts. Chip starts, then he barely. It's just they never can get a good rhythm in a game. You have to play in games and find your rhythm, to find the vision, to find the way your line is blocking. Like I think that's been the biggest issue the last couple of years running the ball, especially this year. It's like it's too inconsistent with who we want to run the ball. They can never get a good feel about who's going to be back there, how to get a feel of the game, how the line is blocking, how the defense is playing, the cutback lanes. Like you got to get a good feel for out there, man. And hopefully Travion can stay healthy. He can get a good feel. We can gradually work other guys in there. But Travion, if he's going to be the starting back, he has to stay healthy. He has to run hard and be ready to make explosive plays for it because this offense needs him. This offense needs him. Kyle McCord, don't turn the ball over. If you don't turn the ball over, you make the throws that you should make. Give it to the playmakers. I believe we should have a good victory. Um, but if he starts turning over the ball, getting sacked, we got a gift last week that sack fumble for a touchdown. Like he has to stay with it. He has to get the ball out quick. They're going to bring pressure. They're going to be physical. Get the ball out quick. Make some plays. Get it to the playmakers, and we should be We should walk out of there with a victory. You know, Kyle McCoy, he has to grow, man, and that's the only thing that I'm scared of. I haven't this. I mean, he's okay quarterback, but I just haven't seen that growth like you expect around this time, man. You know, I just haven't seen it yet. I see glimpses, I see some flashes, but I haven't seen that consistency to move the ball when we need to on offense. You know, I just, in my opinion, I just feel like he's still second guessing himself. You know, I feel like he's playing not to mess up, which is fine. But sometimes you gotta let it rip, man. Sometimes you gotta let it rip. You gotta make big time throws, and you can't be scared to make a mistake. You can't play scared. Sometimes I just feel that way about him. Maybe it's just me, but he has to. Biggest thing tomorrow: don't make mistakes. Play within yourself. Uh, rip the ball. Don't turn the ball over. Get it to the playmakers. See the field, and you know he should have a pretty productive day. You know, he should be battle tested by now. He just went against two of the top defenses in Notre Dame and Penn State that he probably will see all year, other than Michigan. And so he just has to be like that. Uh, Marv, Mecca if he's back, Mecca, Julian. You know what? I think Julian's gonna have a good game today. This seems like a Julian Fleming game. It's weird, but I think he's due for a solid game. That's my guy. I think Julian's gonna have a good day. I really do. I know it's weird, but I think he's gonna have a big day. I think Ryan Day is gonna dial up some stuff for him because he kind of need to get going because I'm telling you, Cornell Tate is coming. Like he's getting to that position where it's like, man, we can't keep this kid off the field. He has crazy hands. He has a little bit of it factor in him. Like I think that's my player of the game is Julian Fleming. I think he's gonna have a big game for this offense. It's just something I don't know. That's how I feel. But receivers got to be receivers. I want to see better blocking on that perimeter though. Better stock blocking. Get a hold of somebody, move them back, and you know, the offense should be the offense, man. It should look explosive. It should look energized. You got a Mecca back. You should have a Mecca back. You got Travion back. Offensive line, I will say, didn't do a bad job last week. Not perfect, can get better, but they didn't do bad. Just continue stacking good days. I'm all big about stacking good days and growing and growing and growing. And it should be a good hard fought win. I'm expecting it by halftime. It's a very close game, but I'm expecting in that third quarter, fourth quarter, I believe we're gonna start walking them down. And that's just my opinion. I think we're just overall better than Wisconsin. I think we're more talented. I think we got a little bit of eye of the tiger going on right now, but I do think they're going to fight back and they're going to give us a good fight early on. And I think Braden Allen's going to, have his moments. I think they're going to complete some balls here and there, but all in all, I think we're going to walk them down. If I had a prediction with the score, uh, man, I'm thinking like a 34-17. I've been hearing like some crazy scores like 31-10 or like 38-6 or stuff like that. I think is they're at home. They're gonna be energized crowd. I think they're gonna be more in tune to scoring 6 to 10 points. So I'm at least give them 17. So I'm thinking more of like a 34-17, 31-17. I could see something like that. I really can. I think it'd be tight early on. At least halftime, I'm expecting maybe Ohio State up by three or maybe a touchdown. And then I think later, third, fourth quarter, we score a couple big touchdowns. And I think that'll do it. That'll do it. Silence the crowd late. But that's what I'm praying how it goes. But Camp Randall could be a tricky place to play. So, uh, but that's my prediction. I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with 34-17. I think we're favored by 14 and a half. Uh, so I'm gonna ride around that ballpark. I think that's the cover, right? Yeah. So But I think it's going to be a good game. Now, let's get to it, man. What is going on? What is going on with Michigan, man? This is just crazy. Like, this is just crazy. It's just so funny to me that they are experiencing this scandal, man. This is crazy. Like I'm so like I'm in like a 50. I'm like I want to get all the details, but I know it's not going to be like tit for tat every day. Like every day is something new. But I'm also like, man, I'm tired of talking about Michigan. Like I'm just ready for to play them. I'm ready for the boys to go see what they made out of and shock the world, man. That's how I feel. But this is crazy, man. This is like great entertainment. Honestly, I mean, I guess this whole sign stealing, uh, obviously sign stealing has been going on forever. It's not technically against the rules, but I believe from what been I've been reading is that the way they're doing going about it, it's like some type of like operation G5 classified operation. They're going to people games and stealing signs, and all these videos are coming out of at Ohio State game last year, and now TCU saying that Ohio State won about the sign stealing. They had all these dummy signs, and they keep saying it's Ohio State and Ryan Day. And then we come to find out it's in house. It's just man, it's like a soap opera over there. Like it is crazy at Michigan right now. But hey, I'm all here for it, right? It's all fair in love and war, man. It's all fair in rivalries. That's just how I look at it. Because if it was on the other hand, they'd be doing the exact same thing to us. So Michigan fans, just charge it to the game. Charge it to the game. We don't know what might happen. You know, uh, I don't believe sign stealing. Uh, it gives you an advantage. Let's not make it seem like it doesn't give you an advantage. If it didn't, they wouldn't do it. Like sign stealing gives you an advantage. Now, whether they go into stadiums and recording games and you hearing all this ticket sales and stuff like that, I mean that's absurd. But uh, I always feel like in 2021, I just feel like Michigan was just better, man. That second half, they were just better. So I don't think sign stealing helps, but who knows? Like that's the catch. Who knows if it did or didn't? You know what I mean? Like if they knew certain plays or certain signals that could help them stop Ohio State, because if you watch that game, although we couldn't stop them either, I feel like Zone 6 and CJ Stroud was really ripping them apart. Now they stopped us on some downs, some third and shorts, but I didn't think we had an issue moving the ball in that defense. Now that's just my opinion, but no, science stealing didn't matter about that game. The Michigan just was it was just a perfect storm, the snow. I think they just needed that victory. Now, 2021, I mean 2022, I don't know about that one, man. You know, I just that's just crazy how Ohio State that second half, man. And we looked so dominant that first half, couple plays here and there, but who knows, right? Who knows? I don't think the sign stealing mattered that much, but I do feel like it's going to taint their wins, right? It's just my opinion. They're going to taint it because you just don't know. You don't know what they have. And I'm hearing that they had our practice footage. Like it's just crazy, man. I don't know what's going on over there. Jim Harbaugh got a mess, and it's crazy because they got a really good team, man. Like Michigan, for the most part, is really good. Uh, and I respect, what I mean, I respect the rivalry. Like Michigan is good, man. Michigan is probably favorite to win it all, but all this stuff going on, and you don't know how far it goes back. It just really it taints their program. You know what I mean? And Michigan's supposed to be so morally better and Michigan man, but yeah, it's like crazy, right? It's like they're the complete opposite. Just in my opinion, just own it. Hey man, we cheated. Like just own it. It was a great 3 year run or however long it's been doing, just own it. You know what I mean? Because I don't all this morally right Michigan man stuff, you dirty like everybody else. Just own it. You know what I mean? Like I hate people who put on the front like they're holy in there now, but they doing more dirt than anybody else. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, that's just how I feel. But I guess we can discuss it more with more detail coming out. But from the looks of it, I don't know what's gonna happen, me personally. I just want Buckeyes to beat them this year so they can get back to doing what they need to do and we can continue controlling the Big Ten like we always do. But it's just funny that they going through this, man, because they just really thought they were so untouchable and they're back and we're gonna win it all and it might be all tainted when it's all said and done. Damn, they down bad. All these Michigan fans, man, it's just so funny, man. It's just so funny. It's so funny, man. But that's all I really know about that, man. Me personally, I think they're cooked. I think they're cooked. I think they're gonna find some type of violation. I don't know if Harbaugh gonna get fired. I don't know if people on the staff gonna get fired. I don't know if they're gonna have to vacate wins. I really don't know. I really don't care. All I care about is about Buckeyes beating them this year and shutting them up for good. But that's my take. But that's my little rant about Michigan. I'm pretty sure we'll hear more and I get more thoughts and we'll have a segment each video about Michigan because I'm pretty sure every week something else is gonna come out. How about that? But anyways, man, that's my analysis for this week's game. I believe Julian Fleming is gonna be the MVP of this offense this week. I just feel like it's a game for him. The defense is going to continue stacking good content, good days, and they're going to be all right, man. I think the defense early on might have a little rocky, but I think they're going to start wearing them down. Defensive line, Tyleek, Mike, JT, and I think the Buckeyes going to come out victorious. Like I said, my prediction is 34-17, 31-17, something like that. And I think it's going to be a good day for it to be a Buckeye fan. They can't lose after all this Michigan stuff, right? That's how I look at it. Like they can't. I'm gonna show you why we are the Ohio State. That's how I feel. But it's gonna be a tough game. I'm excited for Saturday night game, and let's get to it, man. Once again, like, share, subscribe, comment. Give me some feedback on how you feel about the Michigan scandal, and we'll get out of here, man. I'll see you Sunday. Sunday we'll be back with the recap. Hopefully, so Buckeye win. All in all, peace out. Go Buckeye Nation.